Ew. What an ugly, drizzly, dank, chilly day here in Seattle. Oh well. Over in Cambodia, it's really nice and sunny, and you can get all the sun you want. And oh man, can't wait. Yeah. Bare feet and a cold ass deck don't really mix that well. I actually have a membership at a tanning place, and I find that if I get just a little bit of sun, or the or some equivalent of the sun, um, once or twice a week, it seems to keep the that winter cold situation where where you get this crud in your lungs, and it just doesn't go away. Well, just a little, like maybe 10 minutes in a tanning booth once or twice a week really helps. At least it helps me. So that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of looking forward to expatriating. Speaking of expatriating, we've got Bitcoin's consolidating over 8,200. That's a far cry from back a year or two ago when it was like 200 each. Yeah, they seem to be comfortably over 8 grand now, and it seems to have established a base there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I would not be surprised if we hit like close to 10,000 this year. And that would be a nice thing to have. And on another note, we've got Bitcoin Gold, which is a fork of Bitcoin. Pardon my monitor. I'd buy a new one, but I'm planning to leave the country, so I'm just going to limp along with this one. I'm in a situation where I'm getting rid of stuff, not buying more. Anyway, if you have a number of Bitcoins, you've got $384 each as well in Bitcoin Gold. So that could work out to a pretty significant amount of money for anybody who's collected a significant amount of Bitcoin. Good times. Well, the reason why I made this video, or I'm making this video, is because there's a vlogger. He basically made a video about Kylo Ren's life before The Last Jedi, and what made him what he is and everything. And I gotta say, the guy, I mean, he's really a fan of the new Star Trek, Star Trek Discovery, and I just can't seem to swallow that thing. I never bought the streaming service, and I do watch the reviews of that show, but man, I am really happy I never bought the service, because I don't believe I would have enjoyed the show. I mean, every time you turn around, feminist agenda and ultimate female empowerment, and the gay agenda is just thrown right in your face, and it's just it just gets old. I just it just rings hollow, and it just doesn't do much for me. That's like that TV show Supergirl. Every time you turn around, her gay sister's smooching it up with some gay girl, and it just does not do it for me. So so I stopped watching about a year ago. Not Oh well, neither here nor there. But anyway, this this Final Frontier guy, he's truly blue pill, and he did give pretty good overview of Kylo Ren's life before the movie The Force Awakens, that Hollywood. The Force Awakens, in my opinion, it was a lot like opening your door to a big huge bag of flaming dog shit on your freaking doorstep, and then you'd panic and stomp it out, and the smell lingers on your shoes, and on the doorstep for like weeks. And it's like this. I mean, I can still sort of smell the stench even now from The Force Awakens. And it's bad enough that that ultra super duper powerful, empowered, freaking crazy ass powerful, completely untrained young girl just kicks the shit out of everybody. Man, I was close to throwing up in the theater. So, but in any case, yeah, it's just a gigantic shitstorm, a complete freaking travesty, a massive, stinky, horrible, toxic dumpster fire. But let's get into this. Kylo Ren, you might even want to consider watching this video because it's kind of educational in a way, because the guy totally goes around and totally ignores a lot of the dysfunctionality that is so glaring in the movie and glaring in the raising of Kylo Ren. You have Princess Leia. I don't know if you were, hold on. I don't know if you were awake and alive as I was when Star Wars came out, but I was a kid. But part of the humor factor of Star Wars was the fact that Princess Leia was just such a complete, totally empowered feminist, pretty much. And it was like she was like, instead of the sighing princess being rescued by the heroes, instead of that, she was, as soon as they let her out of jail, she pretty much tried to take over the whole operation, and was obnoxious and whatnot. And anyway, she basically fell for this what amounts to a probably a drug smuggler equivalent of a kind of like one of the Crips or the Bloods or a Hell's Angels biker, Han Solo, like an ultra macho type, and she the complete empowered social justice warrior, she basically fell for exactly the kind of guy that they professed to despise. And she fell right for him. And then they tried to raise a kid. What could go wrong? You have a complete power mad feminist, politician, senator, and all this. And you have a freaking Hell's Angels biker. Oh, that's going to be a great upbringing for Kylo Ren. They didn't tell him. They kept the secret of Darth Vader being his grandfather, and they basically it would not be a really trusting environment to grow up in. And when you have a environment that doesn't have trust as a kid, you're emotionally abandoned. Even, I mean, that kind of damage can never be repaired. You could, like, maybe between 0 and 5 or 6 years old, if you live in that kind of environment, man, you're going to be screwed up for life. And surprise, surprise, Kylo Ren was a almost certainly typical of a boy who was raised by a woman or a single mother or a feminist. And so he was like a complete, probably just a dysfunctional mess. And then they decided to fix him by kicking him out of the family he's already been emotionally abandoned from, and throwing his ass into Luke Skywalker's school for frickin' feminist social justice warriors who are force sensitive. The whole Jedi thing, I mean, it's just completely dysfunctional. They're expected to go in there and then work their asses off to and then live a life of service without significant reward. And you're supposed to deny the nature, their own nature, the part of their nature, which is what attracted Leia to freaking Han Solo in the first place. Just like all these feminists, they just deny their own macho-ness, I guess, their own masculinity. Shit, I can't even think of the word. And the result is then they wonder why they're completely invisible to women. I am so grateful for social media, YouTube, and all the internet, because these young guys, they now have the ability to do a little search and find out in time, hopefully, that they are following the wrong track if they want to have any success with women. They cannot continue to be a feminist. That's just like a freaking death, complete, the kiss of death for guys who want any kind of normal relationship with women. And so they basically, yeah. So anyway, then he was, I think there's some parallel between that guy and that feminist freaking son of Peter Rodger, the assistant director to that movie, that feminist freaking shitstorm movie, The Hunger Games. Apparently, this guy was his son, which is why am I not surprised? Raised probably as just a feminist freaking social justice warrior, and then they wonder why he went fucking nuts. So in any case, I mean, fortunately, the vast majority of guys can think their way out of that trap, but man, this guy, he was completely screwed. So in any case, he went nuts. Then everybody calls him a freaking MGTOW or MRA. Lovely. So, but yeah, there's a lot of parallels between this guy and freaking Kylo Ren. So, in any case, then basically he's in the Jedi Order and expected to become like, work hard, have a life of service, and not get paid, pretty much, and not even get much of the things like the family and whatnot that guys are supposed to want. And then, so then he was a ripe, easy target for Snoke to subvert the guy, and then turned him against the Order, and then they burned down the temple and probably killed all those people. And the result was then Luke, who was trying to push that totally dysfunctional institution on another generation, retreated to some island and just checked out. And then Kylo, he even though he was like decided to go completely evil, he was so internally conflicted with his previous indoctrination, his previous value system, that he couldn't even kill what's his face, the the stormtrooper that nobody can remember, and Rey in that forest battle that they had. He couldn't even. He just spared their lives for no reason I could think of, and then ended up getting his butt handed to him by a completely untrained, ridiculously overpowered girl with no freaking power, with no experience or training in the Force. Man, I almost barfed my guts out in the theater. So in any case, let's see. So that's about it. Kylo Ren was a freaking feminist, social justice warrior, rebelled, tried to go the opposite direction, and ended up screwing that up too. So, Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So, um, I don't know if you want to watch this video or not. You're perfectly welcome to, and then comment. And I left my comment. It's a little more concise than this video, assuming he doesn't delete it. And I'll go ahead and post this. So that's about all I got for you. And don't get married.